Weekend Current Affairs class. Welcome to the Titan, Pinnacle, and Praram batch, and also to the YouTube community. Please confirm whether the audio and video is clear. Jai Hind. I'm fantastic, Mohit. Don't call me Guruji, man. Please. Yes, sir is enough. Guruji is औकात के बाहर for me. Sai Chandriga, Marisuba, Dipanvita. Today is my second class. Very good. Nirupama, Anushka, Shreya, Sakshi. I'm in 11th class. I'm fantastic, Anushka. Thank you for asking. Dharani, Harshita, Diya, Janvi, Ashu, Ravi Shankar Rai, Ruby. We'll wait for another 1 minute just so that everybody can join. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Prakriti. Grind consistency. Narmada Karla, Devus, Anshika Patel, Vibha, Sai, Vaishnavi. First class, Suraj Gupta. All right. Glad student. Bharat Vadwani. Vadwani. Okay. All right. First class. Fine. Tanya. Shri Vidya. Okay, people. So let us get into as usual, the list of topics here. Super El Nino, we have almost finished discussing it, but then the thing is, very small pointers are remaining. Under science and technology, we have fake patents, we have secondary infertility, and Stuxnet. This topic, again, if you really ask me, it is a very old topic. It is not really new. But the threat from it has relevance even today. So we will be discussing that. International relations, only one small map work which we couldn't discuss last week. Nord Stream sabotage. World Bank Climate Action Plan, which again we couldn't discuss last week. Economics, oh, 1 second. The PDF is missing, right? Just give me a minute, people. Just a minute. Forgot to attach the PDF. I'm very sorry. Just give me 2 minutes here. Meanwhile, the other topics are from economics, we have fiscal deficit states. This is again from last week, but yeah, this week we will take it up. Public administration, governance or polity, we have topics like right to be forgotten, which is again an old topic only, but it has come back again. What is it when it comes to arresting foreign nationals? What are the procedure involved in it? Refuse to represent, that is again legal issue. Then something which is very controversial and it is ongoing matter of discussion, that is ethanol blending program. Is ethanol really bad for our vehicles or not? What is happening here? All that. And then finally, media and public function. The role of media and what are they supposed to be doing and what are they doing? Got the point here? That is what we will be seeing today. So let us start with a small El Nino update. So this, like I told you, this is basically like El Nino. Ideally, it is supposed to bring less rainfall to the country. Correct. Ideally, the total rainfall when you take, that is supposed to be less. But why is it that then we are having high flooding in Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, entire NCR region, Gujarat? See, overall, if you see monsoon quality, the total intensity of monsoon, if you really see, that has reduced. Monsoon was delayed. El Nino, ultimately, if you ask me in one liner what it is, El Nino simply means the southwest monsoons, especially after crossing the equator. These are the southwest monsoons. But if you have a warming up that is happening on the South American side, if there is a very high warming up is there, like how what we have today, which is a super El Nino, automatically what happens? Winds will always move from region of high pressure to low pressure. If the warming is very intense in the South American side, these winds will get attracted here. As a result of which, in India, monsoon will be delayed. At the same time, we are in an era of climate change, and therefore, when rainfall also occurs, it will be in high intensity. High intensity in the sense, rainfall, what is supposed to come in, let us say, 1 week. 1 week, what you're supposed to get totally, that you may get in 24 hours. So that is not something which anybody can predict. Nobody can predict it. You may be feeling, oh, it's very hot, very hot. When will the summer go away or when will the heat will subside? And one fine day it will rain. And that raining will be like heavy rainfall where it will cause flooding and all sorts of trouble. Clear? So this is what we will be seeing in the coming years also. Unpredictable rainfall, number one. Low intensity also, like arrival of the rainfall, less. Number three, in case you get a rainfall over a short span of time, you will get high intensity. This is what it is. Clear? El Nino topic is not in last week PDF. It is there. Please download it. Why it won't be there? Before I move on to the next topic, I am pretty much aware, like last week also, I am personally not somebody who is very interested in announcing offers. Hey, offer we are running personally. But whenever I think something bad about telling these offers, like, oh, why should I tell these offers? All that, because my job is to teach, right? Last week, one student reached out to me telling that, sir, I made a blunder. I was like, what happened? He was from Hyderabad. 2.5 lakhs he has paid to some offline academy there. I'm not going to take the name of the academy as usual. 2.5 lakhs, not even 50% of the syllabus is covered. His father is not somebody who is very rich. His father has taken loan something and paid the fees. And now that student is telling like, now what to do, sir? Please guide me. Please help me out. Okay, I can guide him. But the sad part of the matter is even today people are not aware of the fact that there is PW. PW's courses are there, which is actually affordable. So if you do have any friends, if you do have any relative, somebody, anybody, even if it is somebody whom you don't like, please tell them what is PW and what are its courses. And right now, considering the monsoon season, etc., as well as from the countless number of requests what we have received, personally what I have received or other faculties have received, we have decided to acknowledge it. And we have come up with this limited time period offer. For UPSC Praram 2029, now it is available at the price of 30,000. Pinnacle 3.0 English is for 2028 is available at 13. Titan 4.0 English 2027 is available at 11,000. I know it is not the same offer as it was for Pratigya Divas, but still a little better than the current prices. So what I would suggest to you is, please consider this, especially to the YouTube community. If you're thinking something, this is the chance. Discuss it with your family and take a call. Clear? Moving on to our next topic, fake patents. Now, what is this patent? That is the first thing to understand. Patents or intellectual property. This is a topic that actually comes in your GS paper 3. Okay. Is it so? 1 minute. I've updated the access. ABA. All right. Now, how long is El Nino gonna last? Vikrant, because it is a super El Nino, there is a very good chance that it may stretch right into next year also. There is a very good chance for it. So these things, again, we'll have to keep looking at the temperature, and only then we will be able to say, oh, okay, whether El Nino has decreased or whether it has improved. Got the point here? Okay. Now, patents or intellectual. This is a topic, intellectual property. This is a topic which actually comes under GS3. Mains I am talking about. What is this basically? See, let us say now I discover something, or I did a research and I found out that from my research I made a conclusion. I can file a patent on it. Okay. Now what? Now when you do this patent thing, what is the advantage? It gives me exclusivity. Because I am claiming that this is something which I made or I discovered, any one of it. Either I invented something or I discovered something. All right. It gives me exclusivity. Then, based on that exclusivity, now I can say, okay, I can give it to a company, and after that I can commercialize it. Obviously, that will give me money. Internationally, if you see, if you are a researcher, you are a scientist, etc., there is always a bright side to it, is that even if you get a research project also, all right, if you get a research project, you are part of a research project, you will get sponsors for it. So Harvard, USA, or Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, these places, then China, Europe also to an extent. These universities there are renowned for their research departments. Some research departments are so famous to the point where at least they have a history of 100 years. Major researches, major inventions or discoveries have come from their department. So people crave, okay, if you want to do it in a particular field, let us say you want to do a little more research in mechanical engineering. If you ask me where to go to the Michigan University in USA. It is very famous. Varghese Kurian, the father of White Revolution, I believe he had his post-graduation done from Michigan University back in the 1950s. Imagine in 1950s, you are having a department for post-graduation in engineering. That is how ahead they are. All right. So research and development is actually a pretty much, let me say, a lucrative. Maybe it is not going to pay you very high, but it will still pay you. A decent living you will have. That is the reason why if you actually see most of the scientists, most of the Nobel Prize winners, they come from US, Europe, and definitely, yes, China. Discoveries. Got the point here. Now, where do we stand here? Why is it that research and development is so poor in India? First thing to understand here is, for research and development, India spends just about 0.6 to 0.7 percentage of GDP. This, please, what is it? Remember this. Keep it in your fingertip. Even if you're not able to recall 0.6, 0.7, at least try to remember it as less than 1% of GDP. That much you can do. Got it? That much you can do. So research and development is only that much. Internationally, if you see, private players fund the research. Private players fund the research. USA, you go, etc. It is not that government of US will be like, okay, research ke liye we will give this much money. No. In fact, in USA, if you look at the trend that is happening these days, like I wouldn't be surprised, let us say by 2030 or 2035, probably NASA also, USA will wind it up. US government will wind it up. Why? Private companies are there now who can do better research, who are able to do better space launches at half the rate of what NASA is doing. So automatically a thought will come, right? When a private player is doing it so well, why should I fund an expensive government program? That is the thought process there. Got the picture here? So there it is private player. And why is it so? It is very simple. So in USA, etc., let us say if a private researcher, a private player, all right, some new technology is going to come. Let us say now, new technology, what will I say now? Okay. AI with holography. AI with holography. What is holography? This was used by Mr. Narendra Modi, I think, during his 2014 or 2019 election campaign. So, virtually you are seeing me now through your screen. Okay. But imagine you press a button in your smartphone, a light pops up in your room, and you will see me as light there, walking, moving around, etc. I'll be moving around in your room, but you obviously you cannot touch me, because even if you touch, it is just light, but you can see me completely, whatever dress I am wearing, etc. Instead of a screen, you will have me there standing in front of you. I won't be able to see you, obviously, because I'm just looking into the camera as usual. But now, I will pop up over there. That if you combine with AI, what will be the result? How automated can you make it, or how you can make it look very realistic? I want to do a research. If I want to do this, I will not come to India. Why I will not come to India? First of all, if this research I have to do, first of all, I need a university that will update their syllabus based on this syllabus or their subject matter content. Because that is what a good university does. As per the market conditions, they'll keep updating their syllabus. That is the reason why people go and do a post-graduation. The MBA, why do people go and do it in USA or UK? Because what you may probably learn from India today, you will learn 10 years from now. What will be the future? You will learn it in these foreign countries, because they are updated. Got the point here? Recently, Tamil Nadu elections, Vijay used it. Yeah, correct. So, what is happening? It is basically what we call academia, industria, market connect. Almost like a triangular love story. Academy means the universities. Industry means, obviously, the factories, the industries, the corporates, then the market. Where is the market headed to? What is the current ongoing thing in the market? What is the future? So a good academy will be staying in touch with all this. Good industry will be staying in touch with all this. In USA, Europe, China, this is there. That is why for them, they are always looking forward. So AI enabled robots, they came from China, they are coming from USA, they are coming from Europe, or AI enabled robotic dogs, AI enabled robotic cheetah, all these they are developing. Japan also for that matter. Why? This connect is there. Whereas in India, what is the problem? We never bother to update our education, that is our syllabus, in the last 20 years. Not 20 years, at least 40 years, we didn't even bother to update our syllabus. I mean, look at our content. Look at our material. Even if you take up, let us say, so I teach the optional public administration. So public administration, now if I take any IGNOU material, or if I take any content from any university for that matter, IGNOU material is basically a replica of what the West has already done, which is till 2008 or something. 2008, what is public administration? What was the public administration then? Where are we? 2026. PABAD has become public administration has become completely digital. We have already moved into WhatsApp governance. We are moving into AI governance. But regarding that, do we have any theory coming from India? Any updates coming from India? No, because we are still waiting for the West to do the update and give it to us. Then we will update our syllabus. There is no vision. Got the point here? There is no vision. So the syllabus remains static. So it is not that, okay, there is some new topic, is there some new thing is happening, come on, let us put our best brains into it and let us try to investigate it. That is simply not there. Got the picture here? On top of it, let us say you tell to your family, you're a boy or a girl. If you're a boy and you tell that I want to do research, probably you will become Keema. If you're a girl and if you say I want to do research, don't worry, your marriage will happen. Got the point here? This is the thing. So, in our country, the attitude is towards getting into a job. We never think about creating jobs. Because everywhere, in every other part of the world, the purpose of doing a research, etc., is basically, for what purpose? To be an owner, to be an entrepreneur. That is the ultimate idea. I want to run my own business. Maybe I'm a scientist. I don't know to run my own business. I will hire somebody else. I'll give them my patent. I'll be like, see, this is my patent. You people commercialize it. Give me only this much percentage. It becomes a startup. For the rest of my life, I'll be going on getting profit from a company, from a thing what I have made. But a company is doing all the other work. Managing it, accounts, this, that, everything that company is doing. I am sitting and sipping my champagne or something, and I'm sitting in some, Hawaiian Islands or somewhere, Seychelles or Mauritius. This is how it works. Got the point here? Whereas in our country, research itself is never entertained. On top of it, because this connect is not there, because our academies or universities, whatever we have, they never bother to update their syllabus. The syllabus is largely what? Static. It never gets updated. Much more CEOs of various companies. Brother, you're generating CEOs means which CEO? Who is that CEO who got a job after studying in Indian universities? Pepsi CEO you take, Sundar Pichai you take, anybody you take, they have all gone abroad. You show me somebody who has become a CEO after not studying in IIT or NIT. Okay, number one. Number two, they got their MBA from some random tier 1 or tier 2 city or tier 2, tier 3 town. And then they got a top CEO job in some foreign company, in a mega corporate or a conglomerate. Then we will see. Indian education system has actually failed people because Indian education system just churns out white collared workers. That's it. We take pride in telling that I got placed in Wipro, I got placed in Infosys. We don't take pride in the fact that I am the owner of X and X company. Got the logic here? That culture is not there in our country. Clear? So academy, industry, market connect is not there. Therefore, what happens? Industries have zero or little to no interest in investing in any research and development that happens inside academies. Little to no interest, because why will I do it? Syllabus itself is not getting updated. Ideas are still old. They have no clarity. Got the point? They have no clarity. Why will I invest here? And that is again the point what I wanted to stress. That is, out of that 0.6 to 0.7% of GDP that is there, the major share of investment in research and development is done by government than the private player. Got the logic here? You will only create jobs in a country when the private sector invests in research. When they invest in research only, jobs are created. New products will come in the market. New jobs will emerge. When private sector takes a back seat, you are not going to create any job. Because government, again, for what projects will they invest actually? For example, if you recently noticed, one project what the government invested on was what, in NIT or something, about the health benefits or something of Gomutra. I am not against Gomutra. I am not for Gomutra also. But is this really groundbreaking technology which will literally create, let us say, 1 million jobs in the future? Best case scenario, it will just become an additional income for the farmers. That's it. Other than that, beyond that, it is not going to create anything. An additional income. Farmers can start marketing, okay, Gomutra with in a packet or in a juice, in bottles, etc. Fine. Beyond that, anything new? No. Getting the point here. So this is what happens here. Now, after all that jugaad, what is the next jugaad what we are doing? What is the next jugaad what we are doing? See, we are competing with China. Okay. Competing with China in terms of the research papers submitted. 1 minute. This is where we are standing. When China is filing literally 18 lakh patents. How many? 18 lakh patents in a year. India is only filing what? 1,43,729. Less than 10% of what China is filing. Got the point here? In that also, what is the jugaad that is happening? The jugaad is this. There are education companies are there. Companies means, see, now literally now you know it that Europe is a major market. Europe, especially UK. We all have that. We all, not all, I don't have it, but at least there are many people whom I meet when they finish their graduation, etc. They want to do a post graduation, especially from UK. And mostly it is an MBA. MBA I want to do from UK. MBA I want to do. I don't know what is that craze behind it, but they want to go. So today for UK, there is a list of universities that are waiting to grab Indian students. Because again, it is the fees. If for an average European, the fees is, let us say, 4,000 euros per year. For an Indian student, it will be at least 12,000 to 18,000 euros per year. 3 to 4 times costlier. That is how expensive it is for an Indian. All right. There are many companies there who have tied up with these educational institutes, etc. What are they doing is, they are selling inventorship positions. That is, I am sitting in UK. Okay, I invented something, some crap I invented. I will sell that to academies. Those academies in UK and Australia are selling it to India. In other words, somebody invented something stupid in UK, something in Australia. They filed a patent for it, or they filed the inventor, that I am the inventor for this. They filed the rights. Those rights are being bought by India, by the academies or the universities in India, telling, hey, this is mine, this is mine. But just because, why? I'll tell you what is the reason also for that. How are the university rankings decided in India? University rankings are decided in India based on, one major reason is, how many patents have you filed? So, university rankings will increase if more patents you have filed. Now, obviously, like I told you, inside India, where is the research culture? Where is the department? First of all, how many universities in this country have a proper library or proper state-of-the-art laboratory where you can use that laboratory from morning till evening? We don't have. Or only a limited universities have it, where again time is there. You can only go to this time because then the other batch will come, all that. So research environment is very poor. So what is the only thing to do? Somebody has already done the work. Buy it from them and then show, we have our patent filed. As a result, what has happened is, the number of fake patents which have been filed, fake, in that India is leading. In that, India is number one. How do we know it is fake? Because after a few months of filing it, India only will be like, no need, remove that patent from there. We'll take it vapas. We'll take it back. Why? Because that whatever intellectual property it was, it has no value. It has no value. So what should be actually counted? It is not about filing the patent. It is not about filing the patent. What is the real value that we should see? From the patents filed, how many could be commercialized? That is, how many you can sell it in the market and generate a profit out of it. That should be the condition. Got the point here? That they never do. This they don't even bother. Instead, they're like, hey, we filed so many patents. We have filed so many patents. Our university is leading today in the number of patents. You know, some of the famous one university, you know, right? For the one of the major science and tech fair that was conducted in Delhi. What were the products that they brought there? You saw it. You saw the quality. You saw the standard. How we were made a laughing stock in front of the whole world. While China, when they conducted their science fair, there the robots were showcasing in perfect sync Kung Fu. That means in another 5 or 10 years, it is perfectly possible for somebody to just hire 10 or 12 robots who are trained in Kung Fu. No need of keeping any security and all. Just charge them, put them there. They will take care of everything. Got the logic here? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You people said it. If I say it, it will become an issue. If you people say, no problem. All right. Now moving to secondary infertility. India doesn't get anything. That particular university is the right. They can show that they are filing more patents by buying it from some other country. All right. That university will now show it in their this thing. See, we have this much of filings we have. When you have more filings, what happens? Government of India will improve your ranking. And these days, if you are in the top 10 ranks, etc., obviously you can increase your fees. More students would want to come and join your university. Pesa. Got the point here. Secondary infertility. Now, what is infertility basically? Infertility basically is, let us say, couple is there. All right. Even after having unprotected sex, they are not able to conceive. The wife is, or the female partner is not able to become pregnant. XYZ reasons are there. Obviously, one major factor is stress. So, after stress, what do you have? You have overweight issue, alcohol, smoking, or any other medication, long working hours, poor sleep patterns, unhealthy diet. As say, more and more couples, when you actually see in and around you, you will be seeing that they are all facing this issue. So they are basically thinking, अरे it is like थोड़ा पेट है, इसमें क्या है, ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है, पेट से क्या होगा, पेट से कुछ नहीं होगा. They think like that. थोड़ा पेट के कारण क्या होगा, क्या ही होगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. बस भगवान ने अभी तक दिया नहीं है, वक्त आने पर दे देंगे. That is how they think. English version. That is largely the men, especially they think, oh, little tummy I have, little belly fat I have, so what? That has got nothing to do with pregnancy and all. Eventually, one day God will give. Till then, we have to wait. We have to keep trying. That is what they all believe in. Most men believe in. In fact, many men don't even know that this is a major villain. This is a major villain in what is it? Making your sperm infertile. Getting the point here. This is a major component. And these days, needless to say, anybody who had started smoking, they would have started smoking very early in their life. Correct. 15, 16, they would have started it. So by the time you come to marriage, you then try for a baby, etc., you would have already had at least 10, 12 years of dedicated smoking. That is enough to wreak havoc in your family jewels. Clear? So these are the major issues that we see with primary infertility. But what is a secondary infertility? Secondary infertility simply means basically now most of the people are having late marriages. This is increasing day by day. Late marriages are increasing. People are marrying at close to their 30 or post 30. That is especially like, for example, in the state of Kerala. Very rarely you see women marrying before 25. Otherwise, it is 25 to 30 or 30 to 35. Within that 30 to 35 also, if they don't get married, don't worry, they are never going to get married. It is not their choice, it is. We don't want to marry. All right. So, late marriage means what happens? Second, okay. Yeah, many couples now have their first child at 31 to 32 years. 31 to 32 years, when you have your first child, obviously taking care of that child, recovering from pregnancy, etc. Because these days, again, men are also not like the men of the older Zamana. Men also listen, especially when the doctor says, listen, at least for the next 3 years, don't have a child. That means wait till your first baby turns 3 years at least. Then plan for the second, if at all you're planning. But by then, imagine, the woman would have reached 35. Conceiving after 35, especially in the current environment, like I told you, stressful, dietary habits are very bad. You're working from morning till evening. The wife is having a job, and diet is not good. Sleeping patterns are not good. It is very, very difficult. Got the point here? So naturally, what happens, even when they try to conceive for a second child, it is difficult. In fact, doctors also generally will tell, when you try to go for a second child, especially after this age, they'll try to say, better don't try. Because at this age, with your body weight, etc., it will unnecessarily create complications. Good doctors will generally advise. Now, what is the point here? The point here is secondary infertility has increased dramatically over the past 2 decades, where it was 19.5% in the early 90s. Today, it is 28.6%. That means more and more couples are only having single child. Got the point here? You're only having a single child. Now, earlier generations completed their families in their 20s. So what used to be 20s initially, having a child, the first child, etc., today having the first child is happening when in the 30s, and this is only going to increase in the future. This is only going to increase. Like I told, if at all woman marries, it will be in the 30s. Having the first child, that will be also in the 30s. Otherwise, no child at all. If marriage doesn't happen within 30 to 35, everybody may probably stay single. I mean, I'm not only going to talk about women here. There are men also now who wants to stay single. Thanks to the couple of honeymoon murders, pre-wedding murders that have occurred, many, and the alimony issues that are there, many men are also like, I'll stay single, I'll be happy. So that is also happening. Clear? Another issue is a hidden hormonal challenge. Around 1 in 5 Indian women are affected by polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome, PMOS. We'll see that. A woman is born with a fixed number of eggs. As age increases, both the number and quality of eggs decreases gradually. So that is why whatever some old school people, all right, old school people, they are basically telling, they are the ones who will always pressurize, Arey, have a marriage fast, quickly have children fast. Why do the old people actually insist on this? To have children fast, marriage fast? Because there is a expiry date for a woman's biological cycle. It has an expiry date. So before 30, if you are marrying, it is easier to have a baby. After 30, 35, 32, it is a little difficult. Until and unless, see, I always used to think if you are doing yoga, you are exercising, you are staying fit, it will be easy for you to conceive. But I have seen things going crazy with extremely fit people, extremely fit women. That is, you will be like shocked to hear, my God, she had a miscarriage, but how? She's a health expert, she's into fitness and everything. Then how did into yoga, everything? Then how did she have a miscarriage? No idea. The same time, I have seen women who drink, partying, etc. Back to back, they have delivered 2 babies. That too, not cesarean, like normal delivery. And again, you are like, how? How did that happen and how did this happen? These things, there is no idea. There is no scientific explanation for it. This reduces the chances of natural conception and increase the risk of miscarriage. Several health conditions develop after the first pregnancy can reduce fertility. That is also there. After the first pregnancy, sometimes what happens is women especially develop all sorts of health issues after their first pregnancy. It is never easy. Excess body weight can disturb hormone balance. It can affect ovulation, reduce the chances of pregnancy. Ovulation is the release of a mature egg from the ovary. Body weight can increase. Thyroid disorders. Thyroid hormone imbalance can interfere with ovulation and menstrual cycle. Untreated thyroid disease can reduce fertility. That is also the reason why they try to give you these iodine tablets, iodine tablets when you are pregnant. To the women, not to the men. When you are pregnant, these iodine tablets are given just so that you don't have any thyroidal related imbalance. Because thyroid imbalance, in case if the mother is having, baby will not have proper brain development. openly, Maria, can you give your Insta ID just for UPSC related conversation? I will not disturb you. बहुत फ्रेश आइडिया है आपका, बहुत ही नया, यूनिक, एकदम नंबर वन. Fish, continue fishing. Polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome, PMOS, condition often worsens with age and can make conception more difficult. What is it basically? It is a hormonal and metabolic disorder that can cause irregular ovulation. Number one, periods will be irregular. All right, periods will be very, very irregular, or even when you get your periods also, it will be like excessive bleeding, pain, all that. Next thing is weight gain. Then insulin resistance. Insulin resistance simply means you will get this sugar issue you will develop. All right, that sugar issue simply means, like I have said in one of my earlier videos also, simple indicator. If your neck, area around your neck is darkening, all right, area around your neck is darkening, especially this part, backside, and there is a crack, like a crack has come over here. Normal skin color is there, but then just the neck part is a little more darker than your normal skin complexion, or you're having small like small protrusions, small lumps over here. All of that is what, Harshita, for everything there is an exception. Okay, small lumps can come. All these are what? Insulin resistance. In other words, you are already having what we call a non-alcoholic fatty liver. Very good, Dharani. Acanthosis nigricans. That is the name. Previous cesarean section, a cesarean delivery may sometimes lead to adhesions, which are bands of scar tissue. The skin will be like very tight over there, and it will be like very tight work. Again, if you are going for a delivery, it will be little difficult. Little, not that it is a very bad, it is a short case, like no, you cannot have a second delivery, nothing like that. I know women, again, who had a cesarean first, but the second delivery was natural. So these things, these are all, let me tell you, probability. Okay, maybe this is the cause, maybe that is the cause. Science and technology has developed to the point where we can go to the possibility of us going to Mars in another 50 or maximum 70-75 years is possible today. But what is the magic that happens inside a pregnancy? How this pregnancy is happening, or how a miscarriage happened? How did this delivery ended up becoming cesarean? Why it didn't become a natural delivery? Etc. etc. There is no way. That is one gray area which science cannot explain even today. Adhesions can affect the normal function of reproductive organs. Clear? See, stomach pain 1 week before the periods, body to body it is. It is not there for everybody like that. So, again, there are women who will be like jumping around, running around, even doing all the work. That is, they will become bahubali during their periods. Then there are women, when they get their periods, they are totally down and out. They will be like only lying down, and they'll be very angry. I mean, anybody will be angry. If I was having a leg pain last week, small leg pain, because I went and hit my little finger on my leg near the wall. It went and just banged over there. So when you have a constant pain in your body, you'll be always a little irritated. And periods pain is like one or two levels below pregnancy related pain. So when you are having that intense pain, you will be going a little mad only. Anybody will go mad. Anybody. That intense pain when you have. But again, there is no universal, it is not a universal syndrome. Woman to woman, it will vary. A lot will depend again on your genetics. So for some women, it is the second day where the bleeding is very intense. For some women, the 4 or 5 days also, it will be intense totally. For some women, it will go up to 10 days also. There are women again who will get a period only probably every 45 days, 50 days, like that. So it is, you cannot actually Find a generalization for it, because again, science has no explanation for it. You try to find an answer, they will tell the same things only. Reduce your body weight, exercise more, drink water, avoid sugary food, avoid spicy food, anything which will overheat your body, try to avoid those food, try to become fully vegetarian. These XY, these general statements only they will give. Basically, they will ask the person to don't eat those food which can increase the body heat. Avoid tea, avoid coffee, avoid chicken, avoid egg. Avoid chicken, avoid egg, avoid spice, avoid chili. Like somebody told, then go and die only, na. Why to leave then? Don't drink tea, don't drink coffee, don't eat chicken, don't eat mutton, don't eat egg, and on top of it, don't eat spicy, salty food. Fine, go die then. That is easier. What about male fertility? Fallopian tube damage. Untreated infections can damage or block the fallopian tube. Blocked tubes prevent the egg and sperm from meeting. Tubes through which the egg travels from the ovary to the uterus. That is the fallopian tube. You would have seen it in the image. So that fallopian tubes also can sometimes get damaged. Nobody can predict these things. Again, I am telling you. Because like I told you, you're pushing out a human being which is the size of a watermelon. Alright, the size of a watermelon, 4-5 kilos, you're pushing out of your body. There are people who gave birth to this thing, cesarean section. You're pushing out of your body. Now all the organs need to get rearranged. Anything can happen here. During that rearrangement, slightly position change, this change, that change, all of that will cause what? Problems for the second pregnancy. Secondary infertility is not only caused by female health problems, male fertility can also decline over time. But in males, it is largely excess body weight, chronic stress, smoking. Abortion can also be the reason for infertility. Not necessarily. But yeah, it can be a factor. I know a couple where they aborted thrice. Thrice they did abortion in the initial years of marriage. Now it has been 5 or 6 years already after their marriage. Now they are trying for a kid. Now it is not happening. Exposure to air pollution. These factors can reduce sperm count and sperm quality. That is a healthy sperm that can actually cause impregnation, cause pregnancy. That will come down. So if you go and do a sperm count test, you will get to know whether your sperms are healthy or not, because both the things are required. You need to have a good count also, plus it should have good quality also. The number of sperm present in a semen sample, a lower sperm count reduces the likelihood of fertilization. Alright. Role of social media. So social media also, it can cause, thanks to social media, today people are more aware of all these things. That is one thing. Awareness is there. People are realizing slowly. Like now what even I have heard is Gen Z is the generation which are prioritizing their health today. Compared to the earlier generations, Gen Z is already prioritizing their mental health, physical health, going and exercising, all of that. They are not into alcohol, any of this, because that awareness is increasing. And as I see around me, increasingly, even men of my age, 39, 40s, etc., they are all hitting the gym. It is not that we are all looking like Shah Rukh Khan or somebody, where we can remove, but at least we are exercising. That's that way. Compared to the fathers of earlier generation, awareness is there. But the other problem with social media again is, you keep on, this I would have told you earlier in one of my earlier current affair class. So one lady, she loves her children. So she had some stomach pain or some pain, breast side or stomach, I'm not sure. She had a pain, and then she Googled about it. And Google, let me tell you, even if you go and put up, I'm having a very bad pain on the right side of my head, Google will immediately say there is a possibility that this is brain tumor. Now, Google gave you brain tumor. But who is listening to your Google searches? Instagram. Instagram then will start showing you all those reels associated with brain tumor. Doctor speaking about brain tumor, some random influencer speaking about brain tumor, some super specialty hospital telling, if you don't do the checkup right now, you will also may go die like Amit, who was left with a small boy or a small girl and a wife. You don't make that mistake. Get your brains checked today. You will keep getting that same feed in your this thing. She also started getting it to the point where she believed that she is having cancer and it is incurable. The next thing what she did was the crazy part. She killed her children. Both the kids she killed. That is, she was a very devoted mother. She was like, without her kids, she cannot live even for a minute. She killed them because what? Why she killed them? Because if she dies, who will take care of my kids? Nobody will love my kids like how I love. So no need. If I am not there, my kids will not be able to survive in this world. She killed them. She messages her husband. Husband doesn't know any of this. She never revealed it to her husband also. Husband knew, okay, some stomach issue, something is there. He told her, okay, if you want, we'll go to the doctor. She said, no, it is okay. She was depending on Insta. And she tried to commit suicide. And her suicide attempt failed. Why then the husband called the neighbors, everybody came. Kids were dead. She survived. And when she finally went to the hospital, did a whole checkup, everything, what was the result? No cancer, nothing. It was some indigestion, some issue. It was some major, some small indigestion. Because she did not take any medication for it. And she was not drinking water also properly. She was having that stomach issue. That's all. That is the problem with social media. Got the point here? Does masturbation lead to infertility? No. Masturbation doesn't lead to infertility. Masturbation actually will make you tired. That's it. It won't do anything else. All right. Don't shake it too much. It is your own body part only. The solution to this is now for second infertility, etc., other than weight management, improving your lifestyle, taking less stress, there is no other solution to it. And I have told this earlier also, ours is a generation where, including yours, from the age of 15, we are taking stress. Getting the point here. From the age of 15, we are taking stress. And it just continues from there. 10th standard, 12th standard, entrance exam, all of that. Getting the point here. All of that. अरे यार कुछ भी पूछ लेते हैं. छी. Yeah, I know. Very sorry, people. Sometimes it happens. Even before I can stop my words, it comes out of my mouth. All right. Anyway, from the age of 15, we have started taking stress, right? Performance pressure for 10th standard, then 12th standard, then entrance exam, then college, then after that placement, then after that government job, then again. So it is continuous. So the cortisol levels, if you actually see inside, if you actually start taking in all of us, it is very high. So simple things for that. If you look at yourself, if you're losing hair, but your father is having good thick hair, but you are losing hair. Why? Cortisol is the reason. If your periods are irregular, you are having weight gaining issues, especially for the girls, etc. What is the reason for that? Again, cortisol is the reason. Clear? So that is what it is. Coming to the next topic, which is Stuxnet. What is this basically? Let us see. So this is actually a malicious program. A malicious program means this, which is like a virus, a malware, you can say. Now, normally, what can a virus do? A computer virus do? It can shut down the system. That is all it can do. But Stuxnet, what it has done successfully is it has harmed physical infrastructure. That is the beauty of it. Physical infrastructure. Now, how does Stuxnet do that? That is even more crazier part. So, normal viruses are there. Normal computer virus, if you take, it will affect computers and the connected systems. but only what? The software. If you reboot it, if you actually, correct Ishika, if you reboot it, if you get a, what is it, antivirus software, etc., you can still recover it. It is not a major problem. I mean, it can cause temporary uncomfort in the sense that you won't be able to use anything because the system is now filled with virus. So now what do? You need to get it. It is just like how if you get a cold. It is not, it will permanently won't damage your system. Correct? 1 week it will take. Then you are back in action again. That is what a computer virus also generally used to do. But how does Stuxnet vary here? 1 minute. Let me get a better color. What Stuxnet will do is, as soon as it enters the computer, okay, it studies. That is, as soon as it enters the computer, it will not do anything. It will just sit there and observe everything. Like what is a normal operation? What is the normally? What is the data? What is the input? What is the output? It studies everything. After studying everything, then what it will do? Once it studies, now it starts the manipulation part. That is, after doing the studying everything, what it will do is artificially it will show everything is normal. So if I am a scientist or I am a researcher or I am working in some, let us say, in a nuclear facility, whatever, there if I see all my parameters, because I am checking the screens only, correct? Everything is electronic, so I will be checking the screen. Okay, pressure is correct, temperature is correct. Yeah, input, this is correct, output, that is correct. But that is shown to me by whom? Stuxnet. On the forefront, everything will be looking picture perfect. But what is actually happening behind? Behind what is happening is, it will interfere with the input, it will interfere with every parameter. That is, electronically again, if let us say water is flowing, electronic valve it is. Stuxnet can increase, open the valve more or open the valve less, increase the input temperature or decrease the input temperature. Got the point? None of that will be detected here in the system, that the valve has been opened more. No, Stuxnet will show on this side that everything is perfect. Till when? Till the major damage itself occurs. This clearly brought into the forefront that it is perfectly possible for using a malware. You can not only destroy the software in a computer, that any virus will do, but you can also destroy what? The hardware. Physical infrastructure can be destroyed using a computer virus. All I have to do is just play around with its input parameters. Increase the temperature, decrease the pressure, increase the pressure, do something. But the system won't detect it or system won't tell it to you until it becomes what? A major disaster. Clear? Very good. Thank you very much. Stuxnet was the world's first known cyber weapon designed to cause physical damage to critical infrastructure, instead of only stealing data or disrupting computer network. This is what mostly any computer virus will do. They will steal the data or they will disrupt the network. Clear? It was discovered in, look at the year now, 2010. Its existence became widely known on 15th July 2010. Stuxnet marked a major turning point in cyber warfare by demonstrating that malicious software could damage physical infrastructure. Alright, so if you actually see this malicious software, can a malware or a computer virus destroy physical infrastructure? Yes, it is possible. 16 years ago it was possible. We are already in 2026. Half the year is over. So don't you think the updated form of the virus will be available today? Correct? So what did Stuxnet target? How did we get to know? Stuxnet's target was Iran's Natanz nuclear facility. Its objective was to disrupt uranium enrichment by damaging nuclear centrifuges. Centrifuge, it is a high-speed machine used to separate uranium isotopes during the uranium enrichment process. So, 1 minute. So, in the universe, what is plentifully available is U-238. But it has very low radioactivity. Very low radioactivity means I cannot use this for nuclear power generation. I cannot use it U-238 for that. What I really need for this is U-235. From where will I get it? The good news is in naturally occurring U-238, small element of U-235 is present. So what will I do? I'll take all the U-238, crush it, powder it, and from these two, I need to separate it. Got the point? I need to separate it where I get what? U-235 properly. I need to collect it. So what do I do for that? For the girls who always use washing machines, for the boys who don't even know where their washing machine is probably, if you know, great. If you have used it, even more great. In your washing machines, you would have noticed one thing. If it is a semi-automatic, the semi-automatic washing machine simply means you have a washer compartment separate and you have a dryer compartment separate. Correct? So you put the clothes in the dryer. You put the clothes in the dryer, you turn it. And after that one full turn, whatever it is over, you would have always noticed the clothes are all arranged in one circular fashion around the circumference. Like this, the clothes will be arranged around. The center will have a small gap. If you would have noticed it, always the clothes will be like in the around the circumference of the dryer. It won't be in the center all jumbled together. It will be all around the circumference. Why? Centrifugal force. Because as a cylindrical or a circular object rotates at high speed, whatever is heavy has a tendency to get thrown out. Whatever is heavy, it has a tendency to get thrown out. So in the park, etc., if you go, there will be some very naughty kids will be there in that this thing round. What I don't know what you call it. That roundago or whatever you call that. It'll go in circles. One guy will be there laughing and pushing it at the top speed, and the small girls will be there. What is it? Crying or probably getting thrown out from that whole thing. In that again, if you notice, the intelligent ones will be standing at the center. The real crazy ones will be standing at the edge as a pakatkar, and the whole thing will be going round because they are trying to jump from there. The scared ones or the intelligent ones will stand at the center because at the center the chances of you getting thrown out is very, very less. The closer you are towards the edge, you will get thrown out. Inwards you are, lesser chances of getting thrown out. All right. But here what is happening is the clothes are relatively heavier. Correct? Water molecules present inside the clothes, they get collecting at the center. And if you actually notice this drum also, if you take its shape, it is not entirely cylindrical. It is not a perfect cylinder. Actually, towards the bottom, if you would have noticed, at the bottom, it has something like this. And here is where you will have all these tiny, tiny, tiny dots will be there. Why? The water to go out from it. Got the picture here? The water will get drained there. Clothes will get collected here. Merry-go-round. Correct. Got the picture? Same process. Instead of it, imagine same like a dryer drum only. All right. Like a dryer drum only, but very tall cylindrical columns, maybe at this height, 6 feet at least, 6 feet or 6 feet above. Maybe this diameter. Okay, like this cylindrical columns are there. Into the cylindrical column, what am I putting? This U235 and 235 mix. Where the heavier U235, so this thing, it is actually what? Rotating at high speed. So when it is rotating at high speed, what will happen? The U235 will get collected at the center. Whereas the U238 will get collected at the sides. I will take this one out. This powder out. I will convert it into small discs. Once I get the discs, I will make multiple stack of it. Then I will place it inside a rod. And that becomes my nuclear rod or fuel. If I use it in a nuclear power reactor, I can get electricity. If I enrich it beyond, let us say 90% and all, I can use it in a missile. That is the difference. Yeah, very good. It's called a pellet. All right. Clear till here? This is what the whole enrichment process, etc. is. Again, not a new current affair. This is again a little old only. The rest of the article, okay. The rest of the article just talks about the various attacks and how it happened. How did Stuxnet manage to do it? How did they attack? So let me again tell you, any virus to enter the system, there are only two ways. Virus entering the system. Only two ways are there for it. One is what? Online. The other is plug-in. Online means this had happened inside Kudankulam nuclear power plant. One scientist there. I don't understand. Like, what was he even thinking? One scientist there apparently went on to log into Facebook. So in very critical establishments, they will have restrictions over what websites you can use and what you cannot use. So what this gentleman did is, inside the nuclear Kudankulam power plant, while he was still working, he utilized the official computer there, bypassed the security system, and he went on to access his Facebook account. That point where he breached it, when he opened the gate, security door, virus entered the system. Got the point? That is, you should keep your security down. Only then a viral attack can happen. But within some 10 minutes or something, the concerned authorities got to know. They alerted the Kudankulam nuclear power plant immediately. They shut down the entire system, etc. I don't know what they did with the scientist, but yeah, they shut down the entire system. Everything was kept under lock and key. According to government officials, no major data loss or breach had happened. This is in Kudankulam. Plug-in means what? USB. You yourself put some CD, you put a US pen drive, or you brought in an external source like a hard disk or some other laptop also. Even your personal laptop you brought in and you plugged it into the official system. You plugged it in. Done. Viral attack will happen. Got the point here? This is how the virus entered in this thing. In Iran's nuclear facility, it was because of a USB drive, pen drive. In Kudankulam nuclear power plant, it was online. Clear with this, people? The rest of it you can read. It is not so important. It is the how part, like how it attacked, when it attacked. Those details, to be very honest, that is not relevant today. What we really need to know is that it is perfectly possible for a malware to go and attack the physical infrastructure now. So what is the solution for it? The solution is simple: AI. Artificial intelligence has made it possible where now you can monitor every aspect. So anything is there, AI will tell you, hello, the parameters don't match. The actual temperature and the temperature shown on the screen, both are a mismatch. AI will tell you today. So that is the counter of it. AI, we are going on telling AI is bad, AI is loss of jobs. AI is creating new possibilities where it can revamp your security system, where you can have a peaceful sleep in the night without actually paying a bomb for, let us say, IT companies or these server maintenance companies which will monitor your security. You can actually employ AI for it and AI will take care of it. Clear, people? Nord Stream sabotage. This Nord Stream sabotage, which was something which took place a few years back. Okay. Few years back, especially during that Russia-Ukraine wartime. So what is the deal here? Now, Nord Stream is actually two pipelines, gas pipelines basically, that starts from Russia, Vyoborg. This is available in the last week's PDF. This is there. This map I have attached. To all the way till Greifswald in Germany. So if you remember that whole interview of Mr. Jaishankar, where Jaishankar told, when we buy Russian oil, only then you have a trouble. But what India buys in a month, Russian oil, that is what Europe buys in one afternoon as Russian gas. So Europe was telling that India is not supporting, the war against Russia. India is buying oil from Russia. So Jaishankar was like, you people are buying oil. We are buying oil. You people are buying gas. Why? Gas is not a problem or what? Only oil is the problem. For which the Europeans said, Jabba, they did not have an answer. So there are many pipelines like this that is running. So one major pipeline is this one that starts from Vyborg in Russia to all the way to Greifswald in Germany. Supplying what gas? So apparently what a Ukrainian Navy officer and a couple of team did is, they went and, so this pipeline runs through Baltic Sea. They went into the sea, into the water, placed bombs, and then blasted the pipeline. So that image you can see, At the point where the blast took place, this region, it was filled with bubbles. Bloop, 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 bloop. From top, if you see, you can see bubbles coming out. Why will bubbles come? Because obviously gas, right? Got the point here? Oof. Ah. Beda. Leave. It'll be a little too much. World Climate Action Plan. World Bank Group announced that it will discontinue its climate finance targets. Discontinue climate financing target. Financing target means, okay, I will give this much money for reducing greenhouse gas. I will give this much money for improving solar power. Money. That they are going to discontinue. Why? Announcement was made in its climate change action plan statement dated June 29. The decision follows disapproval from the United States administration. So according to the US president, climate change is one of the biggest lies. There is no climate change. Climate change is a lie. That is what he keeps telling. Climate change is a lie. Global warming is a lie. Nothing is happening. It is all just to help China. That is what he keeps telling. So according to him, there is no climate change. There is no, destruction of environment. There is no pollution. World is such a beautiful place to live in. That is what he is claiming. And based on that claim, he has decided the contribution that USA makes towards World Bank, they have decided to reduce it. Because they are telling, why should USA make such a, everywhere it's the US money. Why should USA pay for the climate projects in China? Why should USA pay for the projects in Asia? Why should US do it? It is the taxpayers' money. Let us make America great again. Let us bring all that money here. That is what he keeps telling. Getting the point here. Some people like him are there in our YouTube comment section also. When we look at them, we just feel, contraceptives should have been available in the 90s, 80s, etc. Even in the early 2000s also. All right. World Bank stated that it will shift its focus from financing inputs to development outcomes. Now, shift its focus from financing inputs to development outcomes. What is that? Financing input to development outcome. That is, rather than telling, okay, for solar power projects, I'll put $100 million. That I am not going to do. Instead, I will focus on the outcome part. Outcome part means what? How many projects have you started? And were you able to bring down the greenhouse gas emissions? Oh, you were able to do it. Then I will give you some more money. Like that. Earlier it was, okay, I'll give you this much money. You go do the solar power. No. I will look at your result. For then I will give you to encourage it. Like that it is. All right. So climate financing targets. World Bank Climate Change Action Plan from commitment to change in approach. It was launched in 2020. Climate Change Action Plan launched. Covers period up to 2026. Initial target was initially required 35% of World Bank Group, WG, total financing for climate co-benefits. Climate co-benefits means mitigation and adaptation. Both put together. Mitigation means what? To avoid it. To completely stop any climate change related disasters. Like what we saw very recently. Flooding in Mumbai, Gujarat, NCR, Delhi, landslide in Wayanad. All that to put a stop to it. Second thing is, next step is what? Adaptation. See, climate change is real. We are going to face extreme weather events from this point onwards. There is no doubt about it. There will be, unseasonal rainfall. Even during winter season where we are expecting winter, it could be summer. Anything can happen. So the only next stage is what? To adapt ourselves towards it. That's the next stage. So both of this was the target. Target was increased to 45%. Climate financing target increased from 35% to 45% in 2023. Focus of financing is what? Reduce greenhouse gas emissions, improve climate adaptation, and supporting all the projects which are low carbon and resilient future. All right. Low carbon and resilient future means what? Carbon should be very, very less. The emission part should be very less. And we are able to withstand any climate change. Change in approach. World Bank decisions. 45%. World Bank has decided to discontinue the 45% climate co-benefit targets. Co-benefit means mitigation or adaptation. Discontinue the 35% finance target under climate action plan and shift is towards what? Shift it towards outcome. Now, because we are going to shift towards outcome, what is the challenge here? Okay. The challenges are, see, the funding what we were getting from World Bank for climate change, electrified freight rail and inland waterways to reduce what transport emission, climate resilient agriculture to help small scale farmers, community led groundwater management, mangrove restoration. Mangroves are etc. Again, best source of best barriers against tsunami and even coastal erosion. Best natural barriers these are. Rehabilitation of aging large dams, forest restoration and biodiversity conservation in Madhya Pradesh and Meghalaya. These are one set of projects. The next set included flood forecasting and embankment strengthening in Bihar's Koshi Basin, battery storage projects integrated with renewable energy in Chhattisgarh, One Health livestock disease program to reduce the risk of zoonotic disease transmission. Zoonotic means what? Diseases that spread through animals. Solar parks and rooftop solar systems, green hydrogen projects for hard to abate industries. Then Kerala's post 2018 flood resilience programs. Then One Health. One Health means humans, environment, animals. These all three things are actually connected. And we need to manage the health here. Just curb corruption, we will have enough money. Correct, Suman? Correct, Shailendra. So somebody had asked a question, why this Russia-Ukraine war is still continuing? The only reason is very simple. Ukraine wants to, I'll just explain that because somebody had asked that question. This is all. Resilient India, here it gets over. Okay. That is the topic there. Now, because from a World Bank, we are not going to get the fund. These project fundings, whatever projects I mentioned in this slide as well as this slide, that will be affected. That's it. Now coming to this Russia-Ukraine part, it is very, very simple. Map is not here. Okay. Ukraine wants to join European Union. All right. If Ukraine joins European Union, what happens is NATO. NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, of which most European countries and USA is a part. NATO mean, and they are like a military bloc. So they all function together militarily, only militarily. So what is it? UK aircraft, let us say, aircraft can take fuel from Italy, military aircraft, or a German submarine can dock in, let us say, Germany, sorry, not Germany, maybe in France. They can go dock in Germany, get the repair works, etc. done. Like that it is. They are one military bloc. If Ukraine joins it, it simply means it will be a direct threat to Russia. You can just check out the map. You will understand. When you check out the map, you will understand if Ukraine joins European Union, till which point the military vessels of the European countries and America can land. So the war to stop, the only simple thing is European Union should say, "See, listen, we are not going to issue any fresh membership to anybody. Ukraine, you please sit there. We are not going to give you any membership." Automatically, the whole thing will stop. Now, the other side, what is Putin trying to do? Putin is now like the de facto leader of Russia. It is almost close to a dictatorship right now in Russia. Almost. Because that is how it is. Hardly any opposition is there. Most of the opposition, media, even anybody who protests against Putin, they will be killed. So Putin, what he is trying to do is, he is trying to bring back Russia to its former glory. What is the former glory? Ukraine and all at one point of time used to be under Russia. Correct? Under the Soviet Republic, USSR. So Putin has this desire now that I want to restore Russia to its former glory. Mother Russia to the former glory. That is the point here. So he is trying to do what? Grab more and more and more places and bring it under Russia. Make Russia strong again. Getting the point here, which again, if you go and ask the people in Moscow, people in Russia, etc., many of them are like, yes, we want to make our mother Russia great again. That is the concept what is running there. Peak nationalism. Just like how it is happening in India. If we go and ask any average Indian, let us get back POK. Most of them will say, yes, we should get it back. You go to USA and say, let us make America great again. Peak nationalism. That is the current trend that is going worldwide. Got the picture here? So, even if European Union openly says, okay, we will not allow Ukraine to become a part of EU, or sorry, not EU, NATO. Sorry. Ukraine wants to be a part of NATO, not European Union. So, even if Ukraine says, NATO says, no, we will not accept you, Ukraine. We are not going to allow you to enter into, we are not going to allow you to become a member of NATO. War may end. But if Putin decides, no, I want to make Russia great again, the war will still continue. So that is why that thing is going on. That fight is going on. On and off, it is going on. All right. Moving on. Fiscal deficit states. So what do you mean by fiscal deficit, first of all? Fiscal deficit simply means the expenditure of a state is more than its receipts. Expenditure is more than its receipts. Receipts, we say it officially, simply means your expenditure is more than your income. Is it good? Is it bad? Well, as long as it is within a reasonable limit, it is good. Number one. Number two, what are you spending money extra for? That also matters. So, if it is within reasonable limits, that is for the center, it is fixed at 3% of GDP. Then it is fine. But if it is more than that, the next question is, where are you spending this extra money? So that expenditure that you are making, if it is going into capital expenditure, that is you are borrowing money and you are actually investing in 3%. Why? Because I'll come to that. If you are borrowing money, let us say government is borrowing money either from the market, that is from the banks, etc. They are borrowing it for creating infrastructure. then it is good, because infrastructure, when you create one or the other way, it is going to give you a return. Correct? You build a new road, you build a new highway, you build a new bridge, airport, seaport, whatever, it is bound to give you a return. So you will be able to pay back the loan. That is good news. It will create employment, it will increase your tax collections, etc. But if that money is going to go to revenue expenditure means what? For states, I am talking about. For states means it is IPS. I is interest payments. Whatever loans you borrowed, for that you will have to make a monthly interest payment. P is for public administration. That is salary, pension. S is for subsidies. Mind you, it will even include freebies also. IPS. If you are actually using your money, you are spending more on interest payment, on salaries and pensions, and on subsidies and freebies, means not at all a good news. That is almost like you are borrowing money and eating chicken or mutton biryani. That is not actually going to give you any return. Yeah, you will enjoy it at that point of time, but it will not give you any return. Got the picture here? Classic example for this is the state of Kerala, which has a very high spending, 30% or higher fiscal deficit it has than the average of all Indian states put together. Next is Tamil Nadu, 20% or higher. Bihar's it is 35% or lower. Uttar Pradesh is 40% or lower. Now, why is it that Uttar Pradesh per capita social sector expenditure was 40% lower? Social sector expenditure is less. Not at all a surprise, right? Because education, poor. Health, poor. Same thing goes for Bihar. Education is poor. Health is poor. Whereas, why is it very high for Kerala and Tamil Nadu? Their expenditures are so high. Health and education in these two states, they prioritize it. That is the reason. Many government in India, not West Bengal, I am surprised. UPSC के लिए neither create an asset nor reduce liability. Correct? It's little bit harsh. It is what it is. It is not about harsh or not harsh. The data highlights significant variations in social sector investments across states, with Kerala and Tamil Nadu investing more, while Bihar and UP invest less. Education, health, social protection, and 1 minute. Nutrition. Those are the reasons. So Kerala's per capita own tax revenue is just 1.5 times. Kerala received 1.92% of union government's tax devolution to states. Kerala accounted for 2.6% of India's population. Now, because the state of Kerala spends such huge money in health, education, social protection, nutrition, etc., from its total budget that is available for it, it only has 10% for capital expenditure. Got the point here? Only 10%. So, again, if you look at the state of Kerala, always you will paint it like in a green color, it is always greenery, etc. That is so damn true. One of them, as my North Indian friend once told me, you approach Kerala by road or by air, that is flight, or even by train. The moment you see greenery, you know you have arrived in Kerala. You don't require any GPS or any announcements. If you can see greenery, then it is you have entered Kerala. And that is a blessing as well as a curse. Why it is a curse? Because it is not at all easy to actually cut any trees over there. Any investment you need, any industry you need to set up, any factory. Why? Even if you have to set up an IT office there, it will require a large scale deforestation. Does corruption factors affect fiscal deficit? Definitely yes. If government projects, say for example, now in Tamil Nadu, what has happened is, I don't know, some of my students who are from Tamil Nadu, they are criticizing the government, the new government of Vijay. But I see it from an objective perspective or from the perspective of a public administration student. Now, what has happened after Vijay became the chief minister of Tamil Nadu is all the government projects, be it road related, especially road related, civic works are there where you give the tender. The cost of all the government projects have declined by 30%. So earlier people used to quote inflated prices. 100 crore means they'll say 130 crore. Now it has come down. Why? Because strict instruction in all the departments, if you take even 1 rupee as bribe, you will lose your job. Fear is there now. The sanctions, permissions are being given immediately. Because one of the biggest problem is he is the chief minister who also has his fans. So you want to say something, you are seeing something which you didn't like, you immediately put it up. His fans will alert his team will alert him. Very recently, he visited a government hospital after a woman made a video telling that the facilities here in the maternity ward is very poor. Guess what he does next day? He visits the maternity ward in person. In person, he visits there. He literally takes the input or the feedback from the women who are sitting there, and he gives instructions to the hospital to make the changes. The problem is that what people are expecting from him is like a 3-hour movie. Within 3 hours, he became the chief minister and Tamil Nadu becomes already clean. No, brother. You do it step by step. This is governance. Governance has a process, has a procedure. With staying inside the system only, he can bring changes to it. He cannot behave like a dictator. And he also needs to get trained. He is learning in the job. So all my Tamil friends who are out there, இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் டைம் கொடுங்க. அவர் பண்ண வேண்டியது அவரால் முடிஞ்சதெல்லாம் அவர் பண்ணிட்டு தான் போவுங்க. எனக்கு அந்த நம்பிக்கை இருக்கு. நீங்களும் கொஞ்சம் நம்பிடுங்க. Basically, English version, just trust him. Because one thing guaranteed, he doesn't need money. He is one chief minister who doesn't need money. I mean, I don't know which other chief minister will say this statement. If 1 rupee is asked by any government servant inside Tamil Nadu, you tell them, I won't give it. I have a son, I have a brother, I have a uncle, I have a, I have a family member, and his name is Vijay. You tell them with full josh that you have a family member and his name is Vijay and he will take care of you. Just tell them that. You tell me, I will see to it. Which chief minister has made this statement? He is an actor, all that you leave aside. Which chief minister in India has actually told, if anybody asks you 1 rupee in bribe, you complain it to me directly? Which chief minister has said? Oh, we need such people. We need such people. Got the point here? Salaries of government employees in Kerala accounts for 20% of the budget. Now look at this. 10% is only available in Kerala for what? Capital expenditure. 20% goes into what? Just to pay salaries. Got the point? Pension account for 15.3%. That means 20 plus 15, 35. Interest payment, 16. Got the point? So this is the reason. So why Kerala has a high level of unemployment, if you ask me? Simple. Employment is generated only when you make investments on what? Capital expenditure. But when you don't make capital expenditure investment, automatically what will happen? There will be no jobs. When no jobs, you will have high unemployment. Even though Kerala boasts about very high social indicators like high on literacy, high on health indicators, high on nutrition, it has one of the highest unemployment rate in the country. Got the point here? So in that article again, there was this comparison. In China, how local governments are in China undertake a significant share of public investment. Chinese local governments finance investments through local government bonds. I have already told this. Twinkle X Singh. Twinkle X Singh. My sources are the Hindu, the New Indian Express, Economic Times, sometimes the Mint, sometimes Al Jazeera, sometimes BBC. Multiple sources are there. All right. You learn from me. Sir, your source kahan hai? Anyway, I have made the PDF and given you. Biryani I have cooked and given. Now, why you want to know whether the rice came from Andhra Pradesh or it came from Tamil Nadu? Sit and eat, na. Local government bonds I can issue. What is this government bond? Government bond simply means a bond is just like any investment instrument. So, in China, what happens is the local municipalities are there. They want to make any investment. What they do is, or they need money, they will issue these bonds. To whom? To Chinese, to Chinese investors. All right. Jaljeera, not Jaljeera, Al Jazeera. Ooh. Jaljeera is Khana. Al Jazeera is a channel. Oof. End of Vidi. So, bonds are issued. Imagine it is almost like jewelry only. Like gold, you imagine. I give it to him. He will give me money. If you give gold, if you pledge your gold in bank, what will bank do? Bank will give you money. Correct? Plus, bank will also give what? For the money. So, if you have given, pledged your gold, bank will give you money and you will keep paying interest. Same way, whoever gives this bond takes the money. Whoever has taken the money, they will have to pay a monthly interest. This is the revenue for this guy. For municipalities, what is the advantage? You get immediately, you get money. You don't have to go to the bank by issuing the bond. This is what happens in China. In China, they issue the bonds, they get the money, and once they get the money, they will make the investment in cities. Now, people will keep telling, oh, in China, all this is possible. Why? It is possible simply because it is a top-down form of government. Even though people will say there are different levels, that is the central level, state level, city level, local level, all the three levels are there. But in reality, what happens in China is, even though three levels are there, ultimately, entire decision is taken by whom? The center at the top. There is no racist drawing of Chinese face. It is okay. We can be racist with other people. All right. Correct? So, the central government in China decides, everybody will listen to it. You cannot protest, etc. So, the decision will happen. And corruption, if you do it in China, the punishment for it is death penalty. Understand that very clearly. I have said this earlier in the context of NEET also. You cannot compare the administration in India with that of China. All the point here. Getting the point? You cannot compare. Now, let us see the municipalities in India, how they function. Municipalities in India, first thing you have to understand is, municipalities, India. First thing is, their elections are never held on time. Elections are never held. What is the main reason for it, if you really ask? When was the last time you were very excited? Oh my God, municipality elections are here. No. Elections, if you ask me now, I'm from the city of Bangalore. If at all a municipal elections happens here, what will happen when vote on the voting day? You will go and take leave. I mean, you get leave, right? And generally, when this day comes, everybody prays. Let it be on a Thursday, Friday, or on a Monday, Tuesday. Why? Long weekend you get. Half of the people in the city will not be present. They will all go outstation to enjoy. They won't go for voting. People themselves are not interested because most of the cities in India ultimately have not the local population, people from outside. People from outside are there in the city for them. So if you really ask me if I am really interested in the municipal elections here, no. And that is also the reason why since 8 years, I think more than 8 or 9 years it's been now, since elections were held to municipality in Bangalore. Number one. Number two, staff. How many of you really want to be, oh my God, I want to work for the municipality services of our country? Who wants to work? Nobody wants to work. Municipality people take up a job there in the clerical department, finance department, any department you say, they take it up when they have lost all their attempt. UPSC didn't work out, state service didn't work out, SSC, CGL did not work out. Last chance you somehow got into municipality, one government job you got. Ah, okay, finally. Now using this, let me take dowry and try to settle in life. Correct? Staff is also very limited. Third issue, own source of revenue they don't have, or even if they have, it is less than 10%. That is out of 100 rupees if a municipality is having, less than 10 rupees is their own money. Majority comes from where? Grants from center and state. Grants from center and state means what? What your parents also will give you. You keep this money. Keep. You don't have to give it back. Correct? That is grant. Money that is given. This money comes every year. So according to the 16th Finance Commission, all the rural local bodies has been allocated a sum of 4.5 lakh crore for 5 years. Urban local bodies have been allocated a sum of 3.5 lakh crore for 5 years. When I am getting this much money, 3.5 lakh crore, approximate this is a little less than, total money is a little less than 8 lakh crore. But around this sum, when you are getting, I mean, alone one municipality is not getting, there are many municipalities in this country, but still, don't you think this is a sizable amount? A good solid money you will get in a year. You don't even have to return it. Use it however you want. This is apart from the Swachh Bharat, whichever other central sector schemes are there meant for urban development. Got the point? And then, I wanted to say something. Yeah. Most important point is, CAG does not audit municipalities or panchayats account. Keep it in mind. CAG audits every other central government department, state government, central PSU, state PSU. CAG will audit everything. But as per our constitution, CAG does not have, Comptroller and Auditor General does not have the power to audit panchayat and municipality. Highest forms of corruption actually happens in panchayats and municipalities. Nobody is there to check it. Got the point here? This is what happens in our country. The poor panchayats, you keep the panchayat. So panchayats, no matter how much ever fund you give, it is wasted. Municipality, you give the funds, it is wasted. There is a lot of corruption that happens there. Lot and lots and lots. It is not that they are not having money. They have money. But when I'm not going to ask any account from you, when I'm not going to check where you have spent the money, it will lead to corruption only. Nobody is auditing. That is the reality. Nobody is auditing it. Each state will do it in its own way. That is, there is no standardized format. There is no standardized format for it. Then what is then how are these places running? Say, for example, I told you, Bangalore, no municipality now. Correct. There are many states in our country where there are no panchayats also. That is also not there. Then how are these places running? Be it the municipalities, ultimately, they are run by chief executive officers. Panchayats also are probably run by their district officers who are inadvertently what? IAS officers. For an IAS officer also, the power comes when you become district collector. Will you like to share your powers with, as a district collector, will you like to share your powers with or your credit with the panchayat president? Generally, no. You become the municipal commissioner or CEO, whatever. Will you like to share that power with the mayor of the municipality? Again, the answer is no. So even IAS officers also, to a certain extent, doesn't entertain the elections, etc. happening. That is the reality. Got the point here? So you cannot actually compare China, it is like this, in India, it is not like that. System itself is different. You compare between equals, not between chalk and cheese. Just because both are white in color, you cannot say, these two are like that. No. The differences are so huge. So huge. No one will check it simply because Zoya, like I told you, this is the place where you can make maximum money. 8 lakh crore has been allocated for the next 5 years, from 2026 to 2030-31. 5 years, 16th Finance Commission has recommended 8 lakh crore for all the local bodies in this country. Imagine the money involved in it. Nobody is going to audit it. I can do anything that I want with it. So if there is no elected body, then automatically what happens? IAS officers becomes in charge of that entire funding. And IAS officers are answerable only to the state government. Why? Obviously, their transfer, their posting, everything is in the hands of the state government. This is how it goes. Clear? So one important announcement again to the people. Many questions are again popping up with regard to these few things. Standard book should be referred or NCRTs. Current affairs, which source to refer. What is the best test series? These are some of the questions that I keep getting, or even our team also keeps receiving. I'll be answering all these questions to give you a complete clarity on 13th. That is day after tomorrow, Monday, 7 p.m, same channel. All right. So stay tuned in. Again, I'll be taking up questions that time. So that time, regarding this, I'll be answering it to you. Why many viruses hit Kerala? Any reason or just coincidence? Suman, it has nothing to do with coincidence. Keralites keep traveling. That is the only reason. First virus, if you really see, that we brought into India was Vasco da Gama. Correct. Everything, anything that is unwanted, first entry it will make into Kerala. We are very welcoming people. See, that is the main point. Any doubts here? Ayyenda mon. Oof. It's not that the government does not know. Then why we still not have a proper body for these municipalities? Why we not have a proper body for these municipalities? Why you need? When IAS officer is there, why you need? Got the point here. When you have IAS officer already, why I need another body then? And see, the demand should come from the side of the people, na? People should say, no, we don't want this IAS domination. I want a proper mayor here. I want to take part for the election. When was the last time you saw the public coming out on the road? We want elections for municipality. We want elections for panchayat. When have you seen? People are not interested. That is the main reason. All right. Right to be forgotten. What is this right to be forgotten? So right to be forgotten is basically like this is a new thing that has started emerging. It is not new thing. I'll tell you why. For example, let us say a person. Okay. A person got arrested in a fake case. Like for example, like I told you, 13 boys, around 13 boys, 10 boys or 10 boys, I think. 10 boys in the state of Kerala got arrested in a fake rape case. Now, because they were underage boys, their name or their details were not revealed. But again, a few months ago, I think around 6 months ago, I had seen another news where a woman had filed a rape case against 4 men. And all their faces, the 4 men, their faces, their names, where do they stay, all this was revealed. That this arrest has happened, this thing, and the woman's face was hidden in scarf, etc. Within 2-3 days, the whole thing comes out. No rape, nothing. Basically, one of them was her lover. One of them was her lover, who was a cab driver. Apparently, husband asked, why have you come late? So she said, no, this happened. I was attacked. Then another, this thing. So to give more credibility to the case, she said, no, then 2-3 men also came. Who are those 3 men? They are common friends only. So to give this more credibility to her own story while telling it to her husband, she said rape happened. She put her own lover, then other 3 men also into the case. What she never expected was what? Husband will go to the police station and file the case. She kept on telling, no, this don't file the case. Husband went and filed the case. Husband didn't know. When police started investigating, obviously, cops' brain, they were like, something is not aligning here. Again, they went and questioned the so-called victim. Then they started accessing her chat records, everything. They even started questioning these people properly. That time that guy told, it is not rape. I didn't do any rape. That female is my lover. Then the photos, everything, after that cops are like, enda mone. But now, imagine their faces, their names, all in the news, all available online. Correct? Now, they have not committed any crime. It is a fake case. It is a false case. So, what should happen now? Their names from all the records, their names should be removed. That case itself should be quashed. Correct? Their name should be removed even from online media, online websites, online links, everywhere. Even in a meme or a post or a tag also, their name shouldn't be there. That is right to be forgotten. That is the right here. This case first emerged in Europe. Europe started this precedent. Right to erasure. Right to erasure. That is some case on me which was there some 10-15 years ago. Now it is no more relevant. That case got solved and it was a different verdict, etc. came. But still it is available there online. Whenever you put the name, immediately first thing that comes in the search engine is that case. So one guy basically went and filed a petition in European court and he got his data, everything removed. And that is when European courts also agreed, yes, you should have the right to erasure. Got the point here? Now it has come to India, right to be forgotten. But in this matter, what has the court ruled? See, this is a very tricky matter here. Because this right to be forgotten is one about what? On one side, it is about your right to privacy. On the other side, it is also about what? Right to information. And if you see, both comes under what? Article 21. Which one will you balance more? That is the question here. That will depend on a case by case basis. Correct? In some cases, you should be giving more importance to privacy. Some cases, you should give importance to information. The court basically said on a case by case basis, if you place a request to the judiciary, then on a case by case basis, right to be forgotten will be implemented. So what happens on this again? Say, for example, in this earlier case, these four people, they are what? They are not some rich from rich family or something. He is a driver. His friends are also in normal informal sector. They are daily wage laborers. You really think they will be able to go to the judiciary, file a petition for the right to be forgotten so that their privacy is kept intact and their names etc. are removed from that case what that female filed? Is it even practical? Absolutely not. That is, in India, even if you have to protect your izzat, male or female, you need money and connection for that also. You need to have access to resources to protect your own dignity and prestige. What should be actually there? There should be an automated system. Now we know that four men did not commit any crime. That crime itself was fake. By default, what it should happen when you got to know the crime was fake, their name should be quashed from the FIR. That case should be called null, and immediately order should be there because it's a fake case. It is hereby directed to all the media platforms, online, offline, every social media platform, including even your social media profile, that this case will not be highlighted or quoted anywhere, and these four men, their names will not be used anywhere. It should be automatic. Not that once, okay, not guilty verdict you got. Now you want to remove your name, file another fresh petition. That will not work. Because one thing, it will only add to what? It will only add to more burden to the judiciary. And again, it will keep what? For normal, for common man, etc. Once again, when he cannot access, this is not accessible. You again have to file a law, pay a lawyer, pay the lawyer's fees, etc. Which is not possible. So for poor man's privacy, we'll go for a toss. Screenshot, I am not so sure because screenshots can be tampered with. It is not used. You will have to actually take out the full WhatsApp chat. You have to surrender your phone to the cyber cell. They will open the WhatsApp. They will take it out. Only then it is considered valid. Otherwise, no. Clear? So the European case name was Mario Costeja Gonzalez before the European Court of Justice. In India, on 29th May 2026, Delhi High Court delivered its judgment in a batch of more than 30 consolidated petitions led by Lakshveer Singh Yadav versus Union of India. So court again ruled for it a proportionality test. Proportionality test is this only. That is, should I give it more on the basis of the case? What should be protected here? Is it information that I am trying to protect? Then the names will be revealed. Is it dignity and privacy that I am trying to protect? Then the names won't be revealed. Got the point? And Supreme Court again, what they are telling is, okay, we will reveal the fake case also. Now that female had filed a fake case, but that also from that verdict, whatever the judiciary gave, that is an important verdict. Correct? It's a judicial verdict finally, which can be used by the lawyers again, which can be used by the cops also. So what the Supreme Court is telling is, let us say whatever the name is of that person, you use what XXXXX versus Union of India. Instead of the name, you use XXXX. Or if let us say the name is, let us say Jairaj versus state of Tamil Nadu. All right. This is the case. Jairaj and others. Jairaj and others versus the state of Tamil Nadu. This is the name of the case. Now we know the case is fake. These people are innocent. So what do? You redact the names. Redacting means the names will be covered like this. It will be colored like this so that you won't be able to make out what is the name. Case number, etc. will be there, but their names, wherever their names appear, that name will be redacted like this. Clear? How to put it in simple words, sir, right to be forgotten. In this era of digital media and social media, once a person's name or his or her details gets uploaded into the online world, with their knowledge or without their knowledge, that individual should have the freedom to get all their online data removed. For that, we need to create a structure. The start of that structure is called right to be forgotten. This started first with Europe through that Gonzalez case versus European court. Now it has come to India. And in India, the test is again, the proportionality test is based on what? If it is, we have to reveal that information means your name and data, everything will come out. If we have to protect the privacy means the name or the data will be colored like this and it won't be revealed. That is the bottom line. The rest you can read it. 9:14 already. Okay, connecting to this case, one more case is there. I'll finish that also off. Ethanol blending is pending. Wow. Media and public function. So this media and public function is again something similar. That is, a woman filed a complaint that her husband has raped their minor daughter. So 2 news channels called her up and tried to take her bite, but she said, no, I don't want to talk. She cancelled the call. This, they played it live. The next thing what they did is they revealed the husband's name. Where does he stay? The street name, the address, everything they are showing it on camera. Literally violating. Now, whether that case is genuine, not, that and all, we will leave it aside. But whatever it is, in case even if that case is genuine, that child, that family, already traumatized. Now, for the whole world also, this is known. Now, this is the house where that child is staying. Because you see, these days, there was a time when news media reporting used to be what? Dignified. Like Doordarshan, etc. आज के समाचार में मुख्य ताज़ा खबरें. अमेरिका ने रूस के साथ कोई डील लेने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. It is almost like so low. and it'll be very crisp and to the point. There'll be no background music. That is, if the same case was being reported back in the 90s or in the early 80s, how it would have been? It would have been, दिल्ली से एक खबर आया है, एक बाप ने अपने छोटी बच्ची के साथ बहुत बुरा काम किया है, केस अभी फाइल हो चुका है, पुलिस इसका जांच ले रहे हैं. दूसरे खबरों के लिए, this is how they will go. But today what is the thing? देखिए आज क्या हो रहा है, आज हमारे समाज कहां तक गिर गया है, देखिए. This is how they shout. When they shout and speak like that, trust me, half of the people get stressed because of that. And that is there in almost every language also it is there. Even in now in Kannada also one channel is there. Illi nodi makkale yenaitu nam janake yen samasya idu idke parihara elli ide. You will be like, what happened? What happened? Nothing. One dog would have crossed the road. That's it. That's it. They create and then I'll finally be like, that's it. Because it is about sensationalism today. This is where the court did two things here. So I've given the details of the case where it rose, etc. Delhi High Court held that private media organizations discharge a public function by disseminating news and shaping public opinion. Court observed that this public function carries a corresponding public duty to ensure that the rights of individuals are not prejudiced by the manner in which the function is performed. Got the point? Exactly. It is all about TRP rating today. Getting the point here. So, it is about the more you cry like this, the more you do it, only then you get more viewership. Because the attention span, see, all said and done, we cannot blame anybody here. Attention span of people today is less than 5 seconds. Less than 5 seconds it is. That means within that first 5 seconds, you should be able to grab their attention. That is the reason why they scream at the top of their voice. Got the point here? Nation wants to know. I have 4 questions today. 4 questions I want to ask to the opposition leader. Number 1. Why are you the opposition leader? This can also be said 4 questions to Mr. Opposition Leader. Why are you the opposition leader? What is your job? What are you supposed to be doing? Correct? But one will bring you this. The other one will be like, you will be cutting vegetables. Change the channel. Nothing interesting is there. That is what is happening today. All right. Horizontal application of fundamental rights. Generally, when I say my fundamental rights getting violated, generally, who is the one who will violate it? Either it is the government. Correct. Government is now, let us say, not allowing people from the CJP party not to protest. That can be considered as a fundamental right violation. Correct. That is against the government. Or it could be against a law made by the legislature. Law passed by the legislature is violating my fundamental rights. So these are the 2 things. These are the 2 things against whom I can file a case. Generally. But otherwise also, if you see, my fundamental rights can get violated horizontally also. That is, horizontally means by another citizen or by another organization or by a media organization also. That is horizontal application. Media has the fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression. Even I have that. Media doesn't get any extra rights there. What freedom of speech and expression I have, that is what media has. Just like I cannot say any nonsense that I want from my mouth, media also cannot do it. All right. Just ignore. One step away from showering with the most choicest cuss words that I know in all the languages possible. But it is okay. Leave it. Doesn't deserve it. Useless people these are. Will never be anything, will never become anything. Let them continue. Have you ever seen any street dog becoming the king of the jungle or something? They may bark at these cars as they go. One day they will come under the tire and they will pass away. Useless for everybody. Let it be. 9:21. Okay. So, once again, the monsoon offer UPSC Praram 29, 30,000. Pinnacle 13,000, 11,000. Again, please understand it's a limited time offer. So, if you have anybody who knows it, please take it up. All right. We'll call it a day now because these cases, please take it down. I think one main topic that I need to discuss today will be the ethanol blending program. This again. That I will take it up next week because even then it will be relevant only. Vineet, but can you please tell your story and how you handle yourself in your low pace of life and your UPSC story? UPSC story, nothing. Went to the interview, wrote 2 mains, cleared Kerala Administrative Service, but I was in the supplementary list. Filed a case also against the Kerala government in the administrative tribunal where we won the case. But then we lost the case in High Court and at Supreme Court. How did I handle it? I did not handle it really well that time because I was suicidal. I really wanted to end my life because whatever I tried, whatever exam I tried, nothing was working out. So then this one thing that kept coming back to me was teaching, which I was going on ignoring. So then I finally decided to take a call. That is, whatever is your strength area, work on that. So I found that my strength is actually teaching. So then I decided to go full swing into it. I think I'm teaching since 2014, but full swing, if you really see, from 2019 I started doing it. 2014 onwards it was on and off because I used to get many opportunities or calls. I used to ignore it. I used to cancel the class. I was like, no, I don't want to take. I want to prepare UPSC because I was under this delusion that if you go and do any other work, UPSC preparation will go down. That was actually a false thing to think. So 2019 onwards only I started focusing fully on my teaching part. That's it. When things are going low, it was very difficult to handle because getting support, because parents also, I'm not blaming my parents here, please understand, because you are the elder son and they expect you to, get into a job, everything. You are going on telling, no, one more attempt. You are hitting your 30s. You are similarly aged, your cousins or younger people, younger too, you are getting married and having children and they are doing their job. They are all managing their own life. You are still one unemployed guy, trying to prepare for an exam. So after a point, everybody will be like, you said UPSC 2 years ago also, still you are doing the same thing. They start asking that openly. Can't blame them because they are like, arey, he's still stuck with the same thing or what? Because all said and done, even if you call Kerala literate state or whatever, many people are still not aware about this exam. I have no idea what this is. They still think this as a 10th or 12th or an engineering entrance exam where you study all the syllabus, you will clear the exam. No, this is not that exam. So all that was there. But once I started working and I started focusing on money part, that is when I was like, okay, I started feeling a little more relieved. So then it was a race against time because for all those years of unemployment, you wanted to compensate financially. So I used to work really hard, really hard. So at the peak of my career, if you really ask me, peak in the sense when I was working very hard, I had traveled to Bhubaneswar. So Bhubaneswar, I finished my economics class. Took an evening flight, I think 8 p.m. or something, took an evening flight, reached Bangalore, changed my clothes in my suitcase. Then early morning, again, from Bangalore again. So early morning, I reached Bangalore, somewhere like 2 a.m. 6 a.m. or something, I took up the Chennai flight. Went there and took an environment crash course there. That I finished. By evening, I finished, and evening again, I took the next flight from Chennai, and that was to Mangalore, where I was teaching, where next day morning I had a science and technology class. So if you really, career-wise, if you're asking, from GS paper 1, I have taught post-independent history, GS paper 2, polity, governance, GS paper 3, economics, science and tech, little environment, not too much. Then ethics, complete ethics with essay. And obviously my optional pub ad. And yeah, little bit of CSAT also. Math section. Because I was a freelancer. So Guwahati to this place to that place, I was literally traveling around the country. So 1-1 Academy will have 1-1-1 demand, right? Nikhil sir, can you please teach this subject? So I'll be like, see, I'll have to prepare and come. That is okay. You prepare and come, but you please teach. Because I used to be on time. I used to finish the syllabus on time. So I was always in demand. So that time again, I understood the importance of being punctual. You stay punctual, you complete things on time, you will be in demand. You don't have to read the constitution, Harshita. You are already, hopefully, you are in Praram, Pinnacle or some batch. Correct? Read Lakshmikant, go for the PYQs and go for the mains PYQs also. That is enough. See, let me tell you, just because UPSC, now I have seen this, with all due respect to all the faculties have said that, somebody has said that you have to start reading the Bare Act, you have to start by-hearting the Constitution of India. Please understand, this is not the right way to prepare. One question came. For that one question, you will start preparing for the Constitution or what? One question came where they said that Mr. X was working in America when he got but he's from Britain when he got the Nobel Prize. Who is Mr. X? So now you will sit and by heart all the Nobel Peace Prize winners, and you will even make a portfolio about their personal life, where they were, whom did they marry, all that you will maintain or what? Impossible, right? See, just because one rare question came, don't make your preparation revolving it. Instead, focus on the normal repeated topics, etc. Yes, true, this year polity only 3 questions came, but doesn't mean that that is going to be the normal. Next year also polity, what if it is less? Okay, adapt. One of the primary quality that you need as an aspirant, even as an officer, is what? Learning to adapt to the situation. You're not ready to adapt, you will collapse. Be it in life or be it with your preparation. Why your polity, Lakshmikant? 22 chapters are available in YouTube. Ask PW. Don't ask me. What is that one quality in answer that will immediately distinguish from the rest? Number 1, addressing the demand of the question, not dump information. Problem is, now one of my student, offline student again, he came and told me, sir, I wrote answers for my university exam exactly according to the demand of the question, and I got very low marks. My professor basically said, if you write only this much, why will I give you marks? In university, that is the problem. They actually want pages and pages. The more you write, the more marks you get. In UPSC, it is the ulta. How much has been asked? Only that much you are supposed to write. How will we know how much we have to write? Only by writing the PYQs. The more you write the previous year questions, that is when you will improve. Number 1. Number 2, data driven. Facts driven. There are so many people who are in the informal sector. This is what any first timer will write it in the mains answer, who has never ever practiced answer writing. Writing this general thing. There are many farmers who are small and marginal. A seasoned person who has literally practiced answer writing, PYQs especially. Test series, if you take or not, that is secondary. But At least PYQs, if you have practiced from 2013 onwards, you will write it on the basis of fact. 86% of the farmers in our country are small and marginal. More than 90% of the workforce in the country are in the informal sector. Fact, fact, fact. Number 3, in the conclusion part, you will always give a scheme or policy of government to scheme or policy of government to address whatever problem is there. Okay, for this above problems, government is coming up with the scheme, etc., which is going to do. This is the way to write. And yes, in that paper again, if you are having the scope to draw a map to explain things, you will do that. Map you will put up. India as well as world. This much you should be able to do. Map, etc. If a flow chart or small diagrams, small flow charts like this, where the important keywords or the data has been put up, that is also fine. Not that, okay, every question flow chart should be there, map should be there. No, if it helps in presenting your answer better, go for it. Otherwise, if in your answer all the relevant points and data is there, marks will come. That is the point. Prelims, to a great extent, it is a little bit of chance, luck, all of this is there. No doubt about it. But mains, it's pure hard work. Whoever has put in the effort to write all the answers, PYQs from 2013 onwards, GS 1, 2, 3, 4 and essay, plus optional. They have a chance to score really well. Public Administration Optional Lecture Series. Lecture series means it's not available in YouTube. You can subscribe for the course. Suman, basically practice everything. That is what I would say. Basically practice all, because UPSC has this habit again. Say for example, what question they would ask in 2016, that after 4 or 5 years they will ask probably in 2020. After a gap they will ask it again. UPSC never maintains a steady pattern. It is ups and downs, ups and downs. That is, to the best of my memory, after a gap of nearly 8 years, I think, 7-8 years, this level of prelims questions came in 2026 only. Because in this last few years, current affairs was actually very limited. This year again, they have shot it up, where they have literally asked almost crazy current affair questions. Even if you would have prepared for it also, you would have literally studied 1 or 2 years, you won't be able to answer some bizarre questions like infantry, which battalion, which division, who will know all this? So that is not possible. Clear? So what we can do is only what, okay, whatever is there. Say for example, blockchain technology was asked as a question. If you had really done the previous year questions, you will know that BCT, you would have answered it easily. Got the picture here? Or even if you would have read about the Andaman Nicobar Islands climate part, geography part, which had again appeared years ago as a, I think, environment based question or something, it had come. You will be able to answer it. Otherwise also, it was Great Nicobar project was there in the news repeatedly. So simple common sense would have been to go through the climatology of Andaman Nicobar. Single biggest mistake, not consistent. That is a mistake. Not following the instructions of the faculty. Keeping on, going on, asking, what is the strategy? What is the best strategy for cracking UPSC? What is the best tips? What are the tricks? There are no tips, no tricks. It is shut the dash up, sit and study. Other than that, nothing else is there. Visit the PYQs. Definitely visit the PYQs. So if you're doing polity, simultaneously do its prelims PYQs as well as mains PYQs. Simultaneously. Only then you will get a complete clarity as to, okay, these are the demands of the paper. Otherwise, you will You are like, okay, I'll do prelims first, then I will do mains. Absolutely not. Prelims with mains integrated preparation is required. China stops imported the Indian rice. Endo okay. Books to understand geopolitics. Why? Brother, invest where you need. You will get it will give you a return of interest. International relations, if you ultimately see 3 or 4 questions maximum comes in this thing. 4 or 5 questions may come in the paper. Then as far as prelims is concerned, map related questions will come. For that, why you have to sit and read geopolitical relations entirely? Why you want to know? It just doesn't make any sense. Know where you have to invest. Ulta, you have to be investing actually more on polity and governance. What is anti-defection law? What about the roles of MPs? What about the Representation of People's Act 1950? Representation of People's Act 1951? Parliament's performance. Why are lesser bills being referred to the committees? These are the questions that repeatedly comes. On those topics you focus. International relations of India also, again, if you take India specific questions that has been appearing from 2013. India-Pakistan relation, India-China relation. For that, why you need a book? A simple Google will tell you. It will give you many news links. An analysis of India-China relationship over the last 20 years. So many editorials you will get. Prepare smartly. I want to take admission, so where its place, you are saying class till admission are there. Bhagyashri, I know if you're asking about offline classes, I won't be taking offline classes anymore in Bangalore Offline Center. I have decided that. Because my online classes, my YouTube commitments, my current affair classes, everything were getting affected. So offline, I won't be taking anymore. I'll be only available online. 11 से तैयारी कर सकती है. खुशी पंडितेन. खुशी as of now just sit with your this current affair की class आप attend कर लो, वही काफ़ी है. प्लीज़ फोकस ऑन योर 11th एंड 12th. अच्छे खासे मार्क्स लाओ, एक अच्छा सा कॉलेज ज्वाइन करो, ठीक है. इतने जल्दी प्रिपेयर कर कुछ पाओगे नहीं आप. पर्सनालिटी के ऊपर थोड़ा फोकस कर लो. आर्ट स्ट्रीम इज गुड फॉर यूपीएससी. यूपीएससी ओनली नीड्स अ डिग्री. अंडरस्टैंड दैट वेरी वेरी क्लियरली. कोई भी स्ट्रीम आप चुन लो बिकॉज इट विल हेल्प यू टू बिल्ड अ कैरियर. इसीलिए कर लो. नहीं मुझे सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम करना है, ब्ला ब्ला करना है, देन इन दैट केस आई विल टेल यू वन थिंग. टेक अप एनी कोर्स, any degree course. But from the first year onwards, your priority should be what? Preparing for all government exams. That should be the priority. If you are like, no, I want to get into one government exam only, RRB, Railways, SSC, CGL, सबका तैयारी करो first year से. No, you want to have a career or a job first, then go for some proper degree, some proper college. Good night, Suman. My class is basically over. This is just mentoring that I do live. Okay. Plan B apart from UPSC, other government exams, state services, all that. Even getting into a private job also is plan B only. Location of the class is Chandra Layout. Bangalore. Chandra Layout. Atte Guppe. Google it. PW Bangalore Offline Center. Good night. Thank you, Harshita. Thank you, Anshika. Nitish Kumar, that is one question that is case studies. If you really see, there are themes in it. So if you see, for one example, one case you will get about sexual harassment. One theme is that sexual harassment at workplace. Second theme is to do with substance abuse, like alcohol, drug abuse. Third will be to do with a pressure from a politician or pressure from your boss. Fourth one will be to do with disaster management related case study. In a situation of disaster management, what you will do. So all these themes, if you see, they are repeated. So that is the first thing to do. Find the common theme. In that case, what to do? The solution is very simple. Imagine yourself in that position. You're an honest, upright officer. In that position, what you will do? That is the main thing to understand. What will a hero do in that situation? So once you think in those lines, you will easily get the answer. That is the point, which again takes practice. Bye, Kundana. Ajay, it is a whooping 30 kilometer from my house. So I won't be coming to Chandra layout. To be in all honesty, my apologies for that. I won't be coming. So that is not possible anymore. Same thing. Roadmap for 27, 28, 29, 30. It is the same thing. PYQs of both prelims and mains. Optional. Choosing the optional which you like. Writing the answers. Those are the things that you will do. Welcome, Sucharita. My hometown is Thrissur. Just seeing if anybody is there. Never writing करती हूँ, but Google said. See, don't use Chat GPT or anything actually. Instead, practice it by yourself. That is what I would say. Initially, you may find how to write and all, but just write it, practice it. How to correct or evaluate mains answers. One simple request to you will be to join the Srijan's, take that Select 360 program. It's a small amount, nominal amount it is. Select 360, if you take it up, you will get a dedicated mentor and you can send your answers. They will guide you properly. That is what I would suggest to anybody. That is the easiest way to get your answer writing done properly. Why you want to meet? Meeting you, what are you going to get? You are not going to get anything out of it. Please sit and do your studies. You're welcome, Rick Talukdar. Janvi, why are I don't even understand. For corruption, what taxes are you talking about? Corruption और tax कैसे दोनों साथ में आएगा? Corruption अगर आपने किया है तो आपका बस सस्पेंशन ही होगा. वो टैक्स से क्या लेना देना? Whatever corrupt money is there that be seized by the agencies, उसका आप थोड़ी ना टैक्स भरेंगे. ये मैंने करप्ट तरीके से इतना पैसा कमा लिया, इसका टैक्स में जाकर भर दूंगा. नो, दैट इज इलीगल वेल्थ. That will be taken away by the state. Looking at this chat section, you're feeling India will become a developed country. You're seriously feeling it. I mean, just think about it now. Somebody is ready to teach you free current affairs. There are so many good questions that you could have asked. Instead, look at the chat section. Looking at this quality of people, what I'm having here in the chat section, you really feel India will become a developed country? No. If you voluntarily acquire another country's citizenship, your Indian citizenship will be automatically terminated. I'm a self-studying student. How to study governance and IR? For governance, I will tell you one source for this is PRS. There is this website called PRS. From that, you can collect all the information. The next source for you it is then news. Whatever topic you want to search for governance, let us say Representation of People's Act 1951. All images, click on news. From that, you will get your content. Take it from there. That's the only thing to do. Thank you, Aditi. Separation of power related to liberty. It is na. Because if all the power is concentrated on one individual, you will not have any freedom. Hitler, ultimate decision maker during Second World War, Germany. People did not have that much of freedom. You couldn't say anything against Hitler. Because Hitler was the de facto decider of what law should be made, how it should be executed, and what the judiciary should do. All there. Hitler was the ultimate decision maker. Same thing with Muammar Gaddafi, Idi Amin, Saddam Hussein. All these people who were dictators, power was concentrated in one individual. So law also they made, they also implemented it, they also decided what the judiciary should do or not do. So you will have less freedom. Simple. You're welcome, Veda. Vibha. Now I will call it a day. I'm not seeing any good questions anymore. It's only spammers. I hope life treats you the way you are treating me. That is all I would hope and wish and pray for all the spammers out there.